Hello and welcome to today's lesson. Um, for this lesson, we'll be taking a look at the keyboard, introducing you to the keys on the keyboard, the names of the various keys, and what we can do with each of the notes on the keyboard. To start with, we'll take a quick look at how to position your fingers on the keyboard. So it's very important that when we play the piano, we make sure that our fingers are positioned correctly on the keyboard. And how you position your fingers will determine if you're going to feel pain in your hands or not. And it's also going to improve how well you play the keys. So, in order to position your hands on the keyboard, it's important to uh, adapt a posture on the keys like you have a ball in your hand. So just imagine you having a ball in your hand, or your fingers should be shaped like that of a cat, maybe. So you need to imagine having a ball in your hand and place your hands on the keys this way. You don't have to make them lie down flat like this or like that. And the reason is that if when your fingers are straight down like this, since all your individual fingers have different lengths, you will not be able to reach the individual notes separately or equally. But if you curve them like that, then you have a flat level for all the fingers. And the second reason is that if you have your fingers laying on the keyboard this way, you might not be able to reach any of the keys with your thumb. So it's important that you position your fingers like this on the keyboard. On the keyboard you have, as you can see, you have white keys and black keys, and they all do the same thing. The white keys are called natural keys, and the black keys are enharmonic keys. We wouldn't focus too much on the theory at this point, but then the most critical things that we need to forge ahead are the things that I'll be mentioning in this course. Now take note that these white keys, you realize that they are spaced in between sets of black keys. So you can see here that you have two sets of two black keys, and then a set of three black keys, then two black keys, and three, in that order. Now note that there's a white key that comes before the two black keys, and everywhere on the keyboard is going to look exactly the same. So the first thing that we are going to memorize, we are only going to memorize two notes at this point, and from there we'll be able to easily identify the rest of the keys. So first one to note, the white key that comes before the two black keys is called C. So this is C. Okay, so you can find several C's on the keyboard. If you have your keyboard in front of you, try to locate all the other C's on the keyboard. So for example, that's a C, and that's a C because it comes before the two black keys. That's another C, another one, that's a C, that's a C, a C, and this is a C as well, but you don't see the black keys. Okay, so just by knowing that this is C, and if we follow alphabetically, we can just, if you know how to say your alphabet from A to G at least, then you'll be able to find out the rest of the notes on the keyboard. So if this is a C, then the next one is a D. Okay, so alphabetically it's going to be an E, an F, a G, and the next thing to note is there's no H on the keyboard, so A to G is where it ends, and the moment you get to a G, the next note comes back to an A. So that's an A, a B, and a C. So we have two C's in this octave. Now, in order to quickly identify the other keys, it will be good to memorize two so that you don't always have to start from C and find the other keys. So the two that I like my students to memorize are C and F. So wherever I see the three black keys, I know that the white key that comes before is an F. Okay, so that's an F, an F, an F, an F here. That's an F as well. Okay, and that's another F, F. There you go. So for example, if I'm to ask you where's F on the where's G on the keyboard, then you can easily indicate that this is a G because this is F. Okay, so this is F, then definitely that's a G. So for your next exercise, where's B on the keyboard? So you just need to remember the two that you memorize, C and F. So B is obviously closer to a C. So I locate my C, and then I know alphabetically B comes before the C. So that's a B. Okay. As long as you know the name of your white key, it's very easy to name the black key. So notice that these black keys come in between two white keys. So every black key has two white keys surrounding them. Okay. So there's another black key and it has two white keys. So you can see this black key as a child, and then the two white keys as the mother and the father. Okay, so that's an easy way of seeing this. So if you want to name this black key, you need to ask yourself which two white keys surround the black key. And here you can see this black key is surrounded by a C and a D. Okay, now since this black key is higher, so on the keyboard, when you move to the right, you're going higher. So that's going higher on the keyboard. When you move to the left, you're going lower. Okay, and since this black key is higher than the C, there's a movement in music called the sharp. So that's a sharp movement. So if the black key is higher than the C, then you call it a C sharp. In other words, it's a sharpened C. Okay, so this note is called a C sharp. But the nice thing about these black keys is that they all have two names. The white keys only have one name, but the enharmonic keys or black keys have two names. So it's either called a C sharp, or if you want to use the D, then it's called a D flat, because in music, when you move backwards or down, it's a flat movement. So that's a C sharp or a D flat. So you can see on your screen that a C sharp is what is being indicated there. You can also call it a D flat. Okay, and we can use this for all the other notes. So just try and find the names of the other keys. This is going to be a D sharp because it's higher, it's in between D and E, so it's either going to be a D sharp or an E flat. Okay, so you can see E flat on your screen, but you can call it a D sharp as well. In the same way, this will be an F sharp and a G or a G flat. This will be a G sharp or an A flat, and that will be an A sharp or a B flat. So just do a little exercise and try to find the names of all these keys that we've discussed. Now I'll end the lesson with a little exercise that you should be doing every day in order to get your fingers very used to the keys. Okay, you just have to place your fingers on the keys. Okay, I want you to put this finger on the C, and then let all the other fingers lie nicely on there. So you're going to a quick introduction to how we number the fingers. So on your right hand, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. On the left hand, this will be a 1, a 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, so you put 1 on the C like that and capture all the 5 notes. Make sure all your 5 fingers have somewhere to play with, and then do the simple exercise of 1 2 3 4 5 4 3 2 1. I want you to do it very slowly so that your fingers you get used to the board. It's not important to go fast, it's important to play it correctly and slowly. So 1 2 3 4 5 4 3 2 1 2 3 4 5 4 3 2 1. You can play with me, and you after playing this for a while until you are able to play very fast, okay, then you try with the left hand as well. 1 2 3 4 5 4 3 2 1. So you play for a long time until you can do this flawlessly. Then you try to put them together, okay? 1 2 3 4 5 4 3 2 1 2 3 4 5 4 3 2 1. And make sure that each time you are playing, your hands are not hanging like that or sagged this way. Make sure that you're always having your hands curved nicely on the keyboard. So 1 2 3 4 5 4 3 2 1 2 3 4 5 4 3 2 1. Excellent. So for your exercise for this lesson, make sure you're able to identify all the keys on the keyboard. Ask a friend to help you out by pointing the key, and you try to name them very quickly. And your second exercise will be to do these finger exercises, the 1 2 3 4 5 4 3 2 1. Okay, and by building this flexibility in the fingers, we can easily move to the next lesson. So thank you for today's lesson, and I hope you learned something today, and see you in the next one.